Joss Beach!
Jocelyn. Cushing.
Jocelyn.
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 Jocelyn. Great building.
Maine.
Davidson.
For me, the Vassar community was a very important part of where I chose to move once I left Vassar. I immediately got involved in the Vassar Club, as well as, of course, keeping up with my friends, and joined a company that a friend from Vassar was working at. We've had over 40 Vassar grads come through our doors over the years.
I have been the chair of my 5-year reunion. I've been class treasurer, I've been class correspondent, and I've been the secretary of the Vassar Alumni Board.
I'm the class correspondent for my year, and have been for the past few years. And then beyond that, I moved to the city. So there, you can't walk 2 blocks without bumping into a Vassar student somewhere.
Now, for a couple of years, I've been president of the board of the Vassar Club of New York.
I was involved with the San Francisco Bay Area Vassar Club reboot in '99. I was involved with the African American Alumni Association as steering committee head for 2 years in 2006, 2007. I've been involved as a alumni volunteer in Philadelphia, in San Francisco, and a little bit of New York.
It's been my community for, 35 years now. A lot of my close friends are alums. We have a very close-knit group of alums. We have a Facebook page right now.
Facebook has been a wonderful way to interact with people right now.
My extent of interaction has been through the back of the Quarterly.
I've been in Los Angeles for the last 15 years as an actor and a writer-director, and I am just sort of reacclimating back into my Vassar community.
This year is the first year ever that I've come out to an alumni event. I value the relationships from being at Vassar a lot more now than I did, years ago.
I worked at Union. I worked at the class of 1951. They're awesome. 1951 taught me a lot. They're a really dedicated class, and those women are all about Vassar and figuring out ways to continue to be a part of it. And so it taught me that this is the beginning, not the end.
War played at the Aula, and wow, that was actually scary.
Living in a dorm that was almost a frat, and having things like people, tear open, deconstruct our doors because we locked it to get some pizza, or actually put somebody's room inside out, just because they could.
Getting caught by security at I don't even remember, probably about 2 or 3 a.m. Sneaking into the basement of Jocelyn, my home dorm that I loved so much, stowing props that we'd made late night when we weren't supposed to be making them at Shiva Theater, and stowing them in the basement of Joss, waiting for next spring's show because we knew we wanted to use them again, but we didn't have a place to put them, and having everyone be totally okay with it.
And the Village people played at our Founders Day. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, I worked at the Mug, so that was a lot of memory.
Lots of good bands and good music. The Ramones playing, Fishbone, Sandra Bernhard came to campus. The Ramones were pretty cool.
When Chris Rock came and did a show, but he did it in the chapel. And about halfway through, he realized that he was saying all of those words and talking about all of the things he was talking about in a place of God, in a house of worship. And he flipped out, and it was really, really entertaining.
10 years after graduation, being in a cafe in Amsterdam and having a classmate find me and come sneak up on me when I was having lunch.
Singing in the choir in the St. Matthew Passion and hearing one of the arias from the Passion for viola da gamba and bass. And that determined my fate. I became a viola da gambist as a profession, and one of my memorable experiences is going back to Vassar several years ago to do with the St. John Passion, where I played the solo and was able to tell everyone that I was influenced by my experience in the choir in ancient times.
My favorite memory of Vassar was being a sophomore in a townhouse with a whole bunch of seniors.
The pleasure of seeing the students, the freshmen that I get to work with, the diversity of their experiences, the excitement, in some cases the struggles, helping them to find their way.
When I went abroad and I did my GOA in the Middle East, that was really incredible. That experience taught me one of the most important lessons was to understand my identity and what it means to be American, both within these borders and outside of it, and how to see myself as an evolving person and that I don't exist statically.
My involvement with the Transitions program has really been a thrill. That's a program for first generation and low-income students to have an opportunity to get to know campus, get to see what kinds of academic expectations, get to know some of the support systems around campus for a few days before they start classes.
I just love the campus. I think, my favorite times were times in the library. The library is a spectacularly beautiful place, and it is the library that, when I think of Vassar, that's the first place that comes to mind. And walking in the greenery and the grass, and just the beauty that the college campus offers. It's stunningly beautiful.
My friends and I loved the mug, so we would go a lot. And there was one night that was 80s night. I think it was Tuesdays or Wednesdays was 80s night at the mug, so we would go religiously.
For me, it's just a matter of maintaining that feeling that Vassar gave me when I was a student, and feeling that there's always something new to learn, there's great people that you're involved with, and everyone's doing such interesting things, there's such interesting people. It just kind of brings me back to when I was a student, and I like having that going forward and feeling like I can always be a student, I guess.
A lot of my closest Vassar friends now are people that I met afterwards.
Every time I go to a Vassar event, it's just, I have a great time. It's really wonderful to meet the alum. It's great to also reconnect with people who I haven't seen in a long time. I just reconnected with someone where we were in the same Chinese class at 8:30 in the morning 15 years ago.
I have so thoroughly enjoyed getting to meet people from different class years and interact with them and see what they're doing with their lives outside of the walls, and yet so very often carry with them the values that Vassar helped instill in all of us.
Vassar was basically the 4 best years of my life, and so I do want to keep in touch with those people because they mean so much to me.
Every time I go to a Vassar event, I feel the Vassar community.
I find it much easier to talk to my fellow alumni about concepts and ideas, big picture things.
It feels comfortable and good to be connected to a group of people that are like-minded and that you have some sort of shared history.
It gives me a long-term connection with the college. It's not like, oh, I was there and I have no idea what it's like, because I see how the institution has maintained over the years, and how, while people change and things have changed, the overall mission and the overall sense of what the Vassar feeling, you get to see that's there and perpetuated.
I think it's awesome to keep talking to people who have been there before me and hopefully after, to figure out how has it changed, what's been continued on.
I like keeping in touch with Vassar folks because I feel like we're such a batch of smart and creative and sassy and I'm trying to think of a great word for do-it-yourselfy kind of people.
My name is Janet Griffith. I'm the class of 75.
Brian Torman, class of 2002.
Sarah Parvis, class of 98.
I'm Michelle Camerdell, class of 1990.
Dennis Slade, class of 91.
Patricia Ann Neely, and my class year is 1975.
I'm Ki Kim, class of 93.
Ben Latta. I'm a professor of mathematics at Vassar and dean of freshmen.
I'm Cleaver Cruz from the class of 2011.
Tanya Wright, 89.
Christine Conch, class of 2001.